So a lot of the questions we got from people were, well, of course, well, how do you introduce this with a client? I know you just did it, and everyone on this call, or everyone on this today, are pretty much are coaches. Not maybe not everybody, but the people who work with other people.
Yeah.
And so we know what you're going to ask, and we're willing, and we'll go there. For those of us who work with, people who live and die in corporate America, who,
Oh, I
are.
know.
So,
Yeah.
so how do you introduce something like this to those kind of suited mentally and physically people?
Well, number one, if you don't want to use the gremlin metaphor, don't. I mean, if you think that's a turnoff to some people. I mean, I've over the years done so many workshops. Well, some of you may know Jane Massengill. She's the director of the Gremlin-Taming Institute. And she used to ask me all the time, she would say, how come you don't talk more about gremlins? And I told her what I told you guys. It's not really about that. So what's most important is that you understand the process. It has to do with, there's a lot to it, but in short, simply noticing, accentuating the obvious, and then eventually playing with options, and then being in process, which simply noticing, playing with options, being in process. Being in process just means simply noticing and playing with options over and over and over again. That's being in process. You don't tame your gremlin once and for all. It's a moment-to-moment, breath-to-breath thing, but you can get really good at it. So to answer your question, the way you introduce it is, first of all, you use the method in your own life to the point that you are completely confident that it works. Me saying it ain't going to do it for you, but you use it in your life and you start saying, hell, this works. You're going to want to tell everybody. And then you're working with people in a corporate setting. You just start using it with them. That's it. I mean, ideally, I would love it if you could say, and by the way, there's a guidebook called Taming Your Gremlin, or a master class in gremlin taming. But the main thing is you won't take a client or a corporate executive you're working with, you won't take anybody deeper than you've been with this thing. You just won't. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
So practice and then use it. And don't, if what you mean, Allison, or whoever asked the question means is, how do I introduce the gremlin metaphor, or the gremlin, don't sweat it. I mean, if it really works for you, which it will, you're not going to have any problem saying, here's what I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
that's the key.